Hello, it's Cheryl from Alice in Paperland today. We've had a lot of interest in making organza flowers and today I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, we're going to cut for demonstration purposes approximately 6 squares, very roughly. Please don't measure anything. We need a little candle, tea light or a bigger candle if you want to have a phone therapy at the same time. Trying to set the house on fire. Okay. I've cut approximately 6 squares of the ribbon. You'll notice I haven't measured anything. They're all different shapes. Okay, we're going to hold it over a tea light. We're going to hold it vertical to the flame. Alright, I have not cut petals in this and I'll explain why. Very gently, you will see that the heat will change the material and you'll get some curling. Keep going with this, vertical to the flame at all times. If anything, undercook it rather than overcook it, because we can always work on the flower when it's together later and bring it in. We can't make it any bigger. So keep going. I'm using 6 today just to show you for demonstration purposes. You can use as many as you like depending on what sort of flower you'd like, whether you'd like a small flower or a fat flower. And again. Okay, you're going to be left with 6 pieces like that. Now what we're going to do is put them together. Please don't be too fussy. You're going to be left like that. I'm going to put a stitch through. In my craft room I have one black thread and one light thread. It's one simple stitch. I do get a lot of questions now about using brads. It's too difficult to put a brad through. A stitch is much easier to at least hold your flower together. And then I just grab the back of the flower. Now I can bring my flower in to whatever shape I want. As I bring it in, I can manipulate the material. Now, you will have different flowers all the time. You will never have 2 flowers that are the same. Some people may like that sort of flower. Other people might like to put 10 layers. Some people might only like to use 3. If it's going through a post, sometimes it's better not to have a big fat flower. Alright, and I'll just show you using a different type of ribbon. We'll do the same thing again. 6 approximate squares. And this time, with this material, which is much sheerer than this one, you will find with different organzas, they will react differently to flame, alright? This one is quite heat resistant, has a lot of body. This one is quite sheer, and this is why I'm showing you the difference. I like to put petals in this one, so I just roughly put it together. See how rough I am? Not measuring anything. Please don't be too particular. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Same principle again. Hold it vertical to the flame, not directly on the flame. You will see how quickly that this one will change compared to the green material. Just keep going. See the difference already, how it brings it in like a little flower? Now how many layers you use is dependent on what you want to do with it. Alright, this is the same principle for everything. Some organza you might not like to cut any petals into it. Some, and I prefer with the shearer ones, to cut some petals through it because I just find that it does bring it in. Now if by accident you burn a petal off, please don't panic, and you will when you first start. All right, and you may look at these individually and think, oh, that's dreadful, it looks nothing like a flower. It will eventually, so just hang in there. Get used to the organza that you're working with. This sheer one is very flammable. Okay, see how it's curling in? Now these ones are really cute because as a card maker I can really use these little flowers a great deal. They're beautiful to work with, they're beautiful for cards. See, now that looks a bit weird. We don't worry about that. Keep going. I find with the shearer material you'll probably need a few more layers just to give it a little bit more body. But that's something you can work with and experiment with. Every different organza that you have. And they'll all be different. Okay, I've got 6 there. Alright, now what we do now is we just very roughly put them together. I'll put that one down the bottom. Use your discretion if you think one's a bit smaller than another. Now I'm going to put a light stitch through there with my light thread. Trying to put a brad through is just not going to work. It's best that you just put a stitch through, and then if you want to stick a crystal or a pearl in the middle, you know that your flower is secure. Nobody's going to see the back, don't worry about it. Okay, you're going to hold that over a flame now. That's what I'm saying, don't worry too much. If your individual layers don't look the best, that's going to come in. You might find you have a petal that sticks out, doesn't look quite right, bring it in. And there is one gorgeous little flower. Now if you wanted to, you could put a crystal in the middle of that, or just leave it as is. Now I'll show you using some wide material. This again is organza, it must always be organza. Rough squares again, and I'll just do 4 for demonstration purposes, but then again you can use whatever you want, however many you want. Alright, put them roughly together with the shearer material, as I've said. Unless you want a particular look, I've always cut some petals into it. You can measure, you can be as precise as you want to, but you're probably wasting your time. Alright, that's it. Putting them all together saves time. Now these bigger ones are lovely for scrapbooks, although I have used them on cards as well. Alright, again, vertical to the flame. You'll see what happens. See how the edges are coming in? Curling, you're changing the chemistry in the organza so that it comes in. Don't worry about how the petal looks at this stage. All you want to do is change those edges. Now if you hold that over there directly to the flame, you will destroy the middle of the flower. You don't want that. Already that's starting to look like a flower. Alright, so we keep going. Again, using as little or as many layers of petals as you want. But believe me, when you do these flowers, there will never be another flower like it, and they will all turn out a little differently, and that's what's exciting about it. Okay, keep going. Now some people use these larger flowers as bridesmaids' flowers to match their dresses, or fashionistas, or lots of different things. Brooches, hairpieces, scrapbooking they're great for. Okay, we keep going. If anything, like I said, just go on the light side of things. Try not to frizzle too much. That's taking a fair bit of heat there. You will find if you're in a bit of a draft, sometimes you have to manipulate where that heat is. But that will come with a little bit of practice. Now, for example, if I burnt off a whole petal there, or frizzled up, please don't throw it away. It can still be used in your flower. Flowers are not perfect. We want our flowers to be different, we want them to be individual. Okay, now we're going to put those big ones together, and I've only used 4 here. I would probably use a couple more, but for quickness I'll just show you. Bit stitch through. Okay, now some people may like it like that. I'd put a crystal or something in it, or a button or something in the middle of that. Alright, some people may like it like that. You can imagine if I had another 4 layers how full that flower would be. But I'm going to bring that in and just show you what can be done with it. So even though you may, as a beginner, you may find that you're burning a lot of petals or they're falling off, don't give up. Put that flower together, alright? The ribbon's not expensive, you can afford to practice. Just keep going. You're left with a beautiful flower, and you can imagine that with the crystal in the middle. Absolutely beautiful, or 4 more layers. That comes in, it's quite stiff and it's gorgeous. Normally I would put a few more layers with that, but just to give you an idea of what we can do. These ribbons are available from Alice in Paperland at a great price, and these are the many different flowers that we can make from them. The small ones are very cute, they all react differently, so please enjoy. Thanks for watching.